Hi everybody, today's class is on indefinite adjective pronouns. So some of the pronouns that we'll look at today: any, all, few, some, several, one, other, another, none, and those are the pronouns that we will look at today. First pronoun is any. So ask any question. So after this video, you can ask any question about the video. It could be any location in the city. So anywhere, there's no limit. It is doubtful if any of the other forms are superior to the one used by the poet. So any. All. The construction of all sentences, the grammatical rules must be observed. The best of all authors in the English language for style is Addison. The horse wildly dashed down the street, scattering pedestrians in all directions. Few. In fact, there are very few perfect letter writers in the language. Few. So that means a small amount. Very few nowadays are so grossly illiterate as not to be able to read and write. So very few, a very small number. Mr. Johnson and I should be much pleased to have you dine with us and a few friends. So a small group of friends. Some. In fact, some of them have recklessly trespassed against all nine, and still they sit on their pedestals of fame for the admiration of the crowd. Some. The last are indeed more preferable because they are founded on some new knowledge or improvement in mind of man. Addison, Spectator. And some new knowledge or improvement. So this is implying about some knowledge, and it doesn't necessarily mean a group of people like here. It means some specific knowledge or improvement. Each of these words imply some pursuit or object relinquished. So again, this is a pronoun for some pursuit or object. So it is identifying a pursuit or object. Some undescribed pursuit or object. Several. Several of the most celebrated writers infringe on the canons of style by placing prepositions at the end of sentences. There are several of the most celebrated writers, several writers. There are several kinds of slang attached to different professions and classes of society. The money market furnishes us with corner, bull, bear, lamb, slump, and several others. So several others. And back here, several kinds of slang. Several kinds of slang. One, To use a big word or a foreign word when a small one and a familiar one will answer the same purpose, it is a sign of ignorance. So one is referring to word. It is a pronoun in the place of word. So a small word and a familiar word. It it only needs a little pain, a little care, a little study to enable one to do so. And the recompense is great. So one is referring to a person to enable one to do so, to enable somebody, to enable him or to enable her to do so. So one would be generic for him or her. The writer must acknowledge his indebtedness to no one in particular, but to all in general who have ever written on the subject. So it's referring to a person, to no one. Other. Prepositions are so called because they are generally placed before the words whose connection or relation with other words they point out. A sentence is an assemblage of words so arranged as to convey a determinate sense or meaning. In other words, to express a complete thought or idea. So other words they point out. So this has a slightly different context here in relation with other words they point out. And this is an idiomatic expression. In other words, so in another context, express a complete idea or thought. So this is explaining how prepositions point out other words that connect or relate them together. I have nothing to do with that other rascal across the street. So it's talking about another person. A rascal is a dubious person. So the other person. I have nothing to do with that other person. So it's referring to someone else, another. And now we talk about another. Slightly similar but different, used in different contexts. On looking around, he discovered a little girl on another small island nearby. So another. So on a different small island. The state should be appended as in the above. Newark, New Jersey. There is another Newark in the state of Ohio. So this is basically saying that the state should be written as Newark, New Jersey, the city and state, because there's another city called Newark in the state of Ohio. So I sent the dispatch to my friend, but another villain intercepted. So another villain, a different person again. None. No nation gives greater encouragement to learning than we do. Yet at the same time, none are so foolish in the application. Goldsmith. So none. So it's basically saying that no one or no other country is so foolish. So custom has sanctioned that the use of this word both in singular and plural. So This word can be used in singular plural, however, to be explained. None is so blind as he who will not see. So this could be also said that no one is so blind as he who will not see. None are so blind as they who will not see. So none here is referring to no person or none. So slightly different. But if you're using it as a contraction of no one in that context, that it is better to be a singular form. So none is so blind as he who will not see, and this would be the best form to use. So like us and follow us on Facebook, join our group, and if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you like the video, leave a comment, tell us how you felt, and subscribe and ring the bell on there. For other questions, go to the website el4e.com. Look around. There is plenty of material to study, and send a message to Telegram or call if you have any questions. Thank you very much for watching the video.